So, as you can see, I'm going to show the differences between this prototype and the prototype we already shown you. The first thing is that we haven't distanced ourselves from the original design. We kept the same design, but only here there are two support guides in the way this goes up and this goes down. But we only use one in order to keep it straight. We use two, but in reality we only used one. Right here is the rails move in order to move all the box, but we kept the same shape for the U. It's a steady one. We haven't moved this one. The pump right here, we've put a pump in order to clear out or dish out the acid in the container, and we use a sprinkler right here in the middle to spread the water in the cleaning stage. Right here, the motors, we haven't got them, but we're gonna use them in order to move the Y and the Y axis, the Z axis. And that's pretty much it for the prototype. In the original prototype, we didn't have this claw. We 3D printed this claw in order to maintain the PCB in place, in order to, when you put it down and you put it up, in order to, it doesn't fall down. We have already the rods that maintain our X and Y axis in place, and we have the guide right here. As I mentioned earlier, in the prototype, we used two guidelines, but here we only use one. So in this, there's a side view. We still haven't gotten the shape of the U in order to maintain this rods in place. But we're gonna make them, because this right here in the upper part leads to the water pumps part. So we haven't got that part yet. Here's another side view in order to put out in order you can see the project in place. There's a sprinkler. I didn't show that, but there's a sprinkler. You got a hose and you connect it into it, and this cleans all the PCB out after the acid stage. So we have right here an up view of it. We're gonna add some things that you already made us change some things, but we still haven't distanced ourselves from the original prototype. But yeah, here's the prototype, the one that we built, and already shown you the one that we already designed. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, this is a dipstick that will move upwards and downwards with help of a stepper motor. Here we have two. Also, it's going to need a guidance, so we use the stick. And to adjust the PCB, we're going to use this. You can adjust it with this, and the maximum is 20 centimeters. It's going to use another motor. Then we have a bent bulb that is going to be used with the ferric acid. And for last, we have our sprinkle that will clean our PCB.
So I'm going to talk about the function of the basic movement components, and it's basically made up of two different axis movement. The first is the y-axis movement that it's made up by two NEMA 23 stepper motor, and the x-axis is made from one NEMA 17 stepper motor. So this is basically our two-axis system movement from the based on a CNC and plotter machine, and the purpose is basically to move the plate upside down and across the two tanks, and it's basically made up just by two motors. Okay, so in our current state, we're missing just the x-axis. We're still waiting for the motor to arrive so we can mount it, and that's basically all the movement we have. These two roads are for the y-axis, and as I said before, we're just waiting for the x-axis to arrive.
I'm going to explain the programming part of this project. Here we have the libraries that we're going to use, and here we have some. Here we declare the variables that we're going to use. Here you can find some images that we created in the LCD, and here we are declaring other variables that are going to be used for the encoder. Now we go with the byte setup, where we are going to set some variables, and if we are going to use them as outputs or inputs. Also, here we have the ports for the encoder. You can find the main menu or main screen we are going to show to the people. It has these two sentences, which is Integrativa and Integrative, and also we are going to put menu and options. Now here we go with the hard part of this program, which is the menu that we are going to show to the people. It is the hardest part because here we are going to put the menu and also the submenus, and this works with counters and a lot of conditions. As you can see, here we have like too many conditions. Also, we have different counters for the different angles that we are going to put with the encoder. Here we start with the second page of the menu, which has some options that you're going to be able to see just if you choose one of the options that we shown before. Here we start with the third and last page of this menu, which is going to give you a feedback of the option you chose. It has an answer for every option that you saw before, and it is going to last 4 seconds until it takes you to the main screen.